It's showtime.
It's showtime, guys. It's showtime. What's up, guys? AW here. AW Air Ward. What's up? It is beautiful Friday afternoon. Not afternoon. I almost said afternoon, but night. Welcome to the Beetlejuice spoiler review, the sequel to the Beetlejuice movie that came almost out 40 years ago. Welcome to the show. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. This is a spoiler stream. Once again, like I said, it's a spoiler stream, so there will be spoilers. Now, don't get your pants in the bunches, whatever, because like this is not like Marvel, DC, and other things, man. This is just freaking Beetlejuice, man. There's nothing. So don't get offended if you spoil things here for you guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Okay, do that for me, please. Do that for me tonight. Okay, I really would appreciate it. I really would. I really would appreciate it. Yeah, the juice is loose. That's my favorite quote, actually. The juice is loose. Where am I? All right, yeah. Lucky, yeah. Once again. I really do hope you're all good. All right, I sent an invitation out to Blind. He just saw the movie. George saw the movie. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Blind's gonna join. He'll join when he got the invitation. I hope to see people in the chat. Red, why are you not in the chat, buddy? I asked you a question why you got blocked. Okay, invitations are going out also. Let you all know. I will be sending invitations out. Yeah, we're gonna have. This won't be a long stream. We're not gonna. We're. I don't think we're gonna go long on this stream. So I am gonna do invites, invitations. All right. I don't know where Red is. I don't know. I know. I don't know where Degrassi is, but I hope he's in the chat. Actually, I do gotta drink this. I do gotta drink. Okay, so this is invitations. Now I gotta do something very briefly, but then we're gonna talk about Beetlejuice. Never mind. All right. So invitations are out sent. I do hope I get to see more people in the chat. Usually I get more viewers than this, but whatever, man. Just one today, two today. Whatever. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm good with I'm good with how much I have so far in the chat. Let me just check my poll. All right, 30 votes. Not bad. Not bad. Now let's get to this. Let's get to Zoe. I think I did say that. All right. I probably said it more than 3 times. Honestly. All right. Okay. Now, if you've seen my review, non-spoiler review, you would know my thoughts. I like the first movie better. I'm going to be honest with you. I like the first movie better. That's not to say this movie wasn't solid. This movie was a solid sequel. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't anything special. Okay? It wasn't like a groundbreaking sequel. It was just a solid sequel to a beloved film from the 80s, a Tim Burton film. That's it. That's it. But it's not to say it did not have its faults. It had its faults. Okay? Okay? Its faults were, yeah, it was, I felt was, yeah, it is a specifically horror comedy, but this film definitely had a lot more comedy than horror. Than horror. In the last film was a lot, there was both, but last film had a lot more horror. I think the last film was a lot more scarier than this film, honestly. Oh.
The juice is loose.
The juice is loose.
What's going on here?
Let me get this up. Let me get this up again. It's George, by the way.
Go ahead. It's showtime.
Ironically, I don't think they said that line in the movie.
No, they didn't. I was so disappointed. I wanted that line, but he didn't give it to me. Well,
let me hide this. All right.
Felt like I was yelling, "Come on!"
Let me fix this. Oh my god, how do I fix this thing? There we go.
I gotta say, I was about to let the juice loose in the theater today. We were almost having technical difficulties, but luckily they fixed it.
Really?
Yo, seriously, like the music was playing, but no audio was coming out for the trailers and all that.
Right? I had that happen to me once last year. I forgot which movie it was, but it didn't happen to me.
Luckily, they fixed it, and they got right back to the beginning of the movie.
I
think right at the beginning. So
I think it was Guardians. I'm not sure. I think it was Guardians or Mario, one of those films. It happened to me last year.
I was like, "Come on, you can't have a Beetlejuice movie without Beetlejuice talking." Good Lord. What are we? In 1920s with silent films? Boring. I saw a bunch of silent films. I sat through Nosferatu 500 times. That'd be my favorite movie.
You probably saw Shakespeare. Based on your origin story.
You know, Romeo and Juliet's probably my favorite love story of all time. I tell you, today we got trashy stories like 50 Shades of Grey. Although, I wouldn't mind a proper 50 Shades of Grey horror version.
Oh. That's funny. That's funny. There's no... Where's the people in the chat? Talk, people.
Hey, come on! Where's the chat? Beetlejuice is here. Do I have to scare you all?
You can scare Red. Oh. Okay, Red. Well, that's on her, man. Good to see you. No, yeah, we're going to get to this movie now.
All
Uh,
right, it's showtime.
okay. This
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can talk like this the whole time.
yeah. So this movie, look, it's not a great movie. Okay, it's not a. It's a solid middle of the road kind of movie. If you really look at it, okay. Yes, the CGI looks good. Beetlejuice looks good. The things look good,
The
but
practical effects looked really good. I
this
really they did a really good job with the
this
practical effects and this and the claymation as well.
yeah, the practical effects is good, but the weak point in this movie is kind of this plot. It is the plot. And some of the plot. I wouldn't say the whole plot. I mean, some of the plot
Yeah.
like this. Maybe there's some plots in here that were not necessary to the maybe there was too many plots in this movie that made it kind of little kind of over the place a little because this was kind of a little over the place. And I was speaking about the multiple of villains here,
Oh my yeah.
like
Well, here's the thing. Like, what made the first Beetlejuice so great was the fact that it was a very simple plot. You
yeah,
know, two ghosts just want these annoying people out of their
they're
house.
home, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I get it when it comes to sequels, you want to go bigger and better. And it's like I don't mind multiple story arcs. I'll just like like revisiting Beetlejuice past and Beetlejuice's first wife
Hey, look,
coming in should be in the movie.
look. The backstory of his past is kind of it was funny though. I laughed at
Yeah,
it.
it
That
was
was funny.
funny all when he's like
Yeah,
talking in
but
Italian. Oh gosh,
like
that was
he was a creep as a human. Like this Beetlejuice is a creep, but as a human he was a creep too.
yeah.
He's
I
like
mean, well, here I'll simplify it. The Beetlejuice revisiting the stuff with his first wife should be in the movie. The estranged relationship between Lydia and her daughter should be in the movie and explored. The annoying boyfriend that turned out to be a real scumbag that was like a wimp should not be in
psychopath kid,
should not
psychopath.
should not have been in the movie.
No,
Like if there was
no.
one thing
And then we
that
and the sleazy producer.
honestly that was the one that would be the plot line I would cut out. Like here's the thing, all the other plots, all the other story arcs, I had no problem with.
I had a little problem with the wife because in the beginning they made it seem like she's gonna be a big threat, but all she did was walk around looking for Beetlejuice. Like that's it. That's it. Like what the hell would happen? And we just like I thought they're gonna see her more in the film. Like
well, here's the thing. This is how I could have probably did it. I would have cut out the stupid like you know her boyfriend wanting to marry her plot and turn out to be a real scumbag and just
yeah,
focus more on the Monica Belushi because she looked really good
she
and I
Monica
really
Bellucci
enjoyed
looks
that
good
song.
all the time. Like
Oh no, she's 60 years old and she's
still looks good. Yeah,
still hot, man. Like she don't have to be my mom, and it's like you looking for a younger
she's
man.
not in Hollywood that much because she's more of like she does some Hollywood films, but she's done a lot of like European films like Italian and stuff like that. But she's always been like a
But
bombshell. Like it's like
it's like
he never ages.
to me, I kind of said this in my review. I said, you know what? If maybe you had added maybe at least an extra 5 to 10 minutes
Oh,
to the Monica Belushi plot, I think maybe it could have worked out better. Because the thing is, here's the thing when it comes to Beetlejuice movies, and this is what works out. Beetlejuice has like a limited amount of screen time, but there's a reason to that, and it works so well. So I feel like you know you didn't have to go all out with the Monica Belushi stuff, but maybe add like maybe like an extra maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And the thing is, you could have sacrificed a lot or all that boyfriend plot line because that guy. I'm sorry. Like here's the thing.
They did not
The
need
first-
William Dafoe either in this film.
I actually liked Willem Dafoe's character, so I would have been like, you know what, just keep him in because he was funny. But then again,
It
Willem
was
Dafoe,
actually funny, but like
yeah, like no, keep Willem Dafoe in. I don't mind that, and that's something. Maybe if you cut out more of that boyfriend plot line, give more screen time to Willem Dafoe. It's like that. That's my solution to the movie. Just cut out the boyfriend stuff, and like this movie would be a lot better. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the movie. I thought it was very good, and I actually think this is Tim Burton's best movie in a long time.
I do too.
Like, you know what? It reminds me why I love Tim Burton movies as well. So and like for the most part, I felt like it was a respectful legacy sequel to the movie. I think the
Oh,
problem is that it suffers from sequels wanting to be bigger and better.
it,
And it's
I
like I feel like because this movie had been in like development for like so many years, it's like they had so many different versions. I think they were trying to combine what had worked in those versions.
yeah.
Because wasn't like the plot line of Beetlejuice's wife like gonna be in a previous Beetlejuice sequel or like a idea for a sequel?
I don't remember.
I thought that was gonna be something that was gonna be thrown in there. I don't know. But it's like it feels like they kind of were like, you know what, like we have this idea. We want to save it though. I mean, to me, my only issue with this movie, well, I didn't say this in my review. Well, there's two things. Number one, it felt like this movie was a lot slower in the build-up.
Yes,
Where
yes.
the first,
It all, like in the last 20 minutes, that's when everything went to chaos. The last 20 minutes of the film.
which I love, by the way. I that because you know what? That's how the last Beetlejuice movie ended. So it's like, you know what? Continue the trend. The thing
But
is, it's like the
but
first
last Beetlejuice, like the last 20 minutes of Beetlejuice, the first movie, yeah, there was all chaos. But in between, there was a little bit of chaos where you see Beetlejuice loose at times to get stuck. Like
Yeah.
in this film, yeah, none of that. You know, like this when he was a snake. Remember, he was a snake.
Oh my god! Even though the line hasn't aged all that well, when the snake's like, "We've come for your daughter, Chuck," I was like,
Oh, you see how they made fun of Jeffrey Jones in the film?
you know what? That was hilarious. I don't
Oh
care.
my
Listen,
God.
that was hilarious. The way they kept making fun of him.
And they showed the backstory how he died.
in
He was
claymation.
bird watching, and he was going bird watching, going to like some country, and then the plane crashed. But that's not how he died. He got eaten by a shark, like half of a shark, half of his body got eaten by a shark. That was so hilarious.
Oh my! Yeah, that was hilarious. Well, no, this is a really hilarious movie. I'm like, I miss when Tim Burton made movies like this.
This movie was a lot more comedic like than the last. I think the last one was a little bit more horror like than this one.
Honestly, I feel like this one was definitely more mature. I mean, Beetlejuice dropped the F-bomb, and then when he was about to drop another one, he got censored.
Yeah.
So like they definitely pushed the PG-13,
And-
like that the border of PG-13.
Well, it's a good thing they moved. It's a good thing they kept having him hit on Lydia and not move on to his daughter because imagine.
Yeah, no, that would have been just
Yeah.
I mean, to be
Good.
fair, Winona Ryder at the age of 50 is still very attractive.
Oh, yeah, she's
I don't know.
fucking
I
hot.
got a thing for gothic looking chicks. It's weird. I got a thing like it's
Yeah.
okay, maybe not a thing, but it's like I find them to be attractive. Maybe because I'm into horror as well.
Oh yeah, Jenna Ortega as Astrid. She had basically some of the same hairstyle as her mother when her mother was a teen, kind of. It's just a little shorter.
But Winona Ryder still looks really good for her age. No wonder Beetlejuice is still attracted to her.
Yeah, he was obsessed with her for 30 years.
Oh my goodness, he's been that hung up on her for that long. Oh my.
It's like don't worry. And you know what's funny? There's a bit of the Batman Returns. Now, the first there's Batman Returns and the first Batman reference. Batman Returns, we got Danny DeVito as a janitor. The first.
Yo, here's the thing. Like, my mom was like, is that Danny DeVito? I'm like, honestly, I have no idea. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't hear the voice
because I didn't even know he was gonna be in the movie.
I'm not sure if it was on the cast like release one of those my MVP or Wikipedia, but Danny DeVito was then they announced him in the credits after. But then you got there's another Batman reference, Bob, that's from Batman.
Oh yeah, Bob, you are my number one guy.
And that's what he was to Beetlejuice, right?
Oh yeah. Oh my. I didn't even think of that.
I did. I wonder how many people
Oh,
caught
you know
that.
what? I am gonna be tomorrow morning before I go to the city for my Aladdin play. I'm gonna be typing up my review for the movie nerds. I'm gonna have to put that in there. Like, there's so many Tim Burton
And,
references in here.
and what was Bob the Joker, right? His number one guy. And what was
Yeah.
Bob to Beetlejuice, his number
I
one
felt
guy?
bad for Bob in this movie.
Oh yeah, he got so sucked.
That was like, I felt
I didn't.
so bad for
I
him.
didn't know he could get a soul suck. I didn't know they were actually a living thing because there's a bunch of them, right? I didn't assume they were human at any point because there's a
Uh,
bunch of those Bob things, right? I
yeah.
don't know what they're
Well,
called, but
here's another thing that I'll say. Well, here's the thing. I will say this about the slow beginning. Honestly, I think that was needed to kind of say where these characters have been the last 36 years, establish General Ortega's character. So it's like, you know what? Like, I'm fine with the slow beginning of the movie because obviously you got to reestablish things and like establish new characters.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Oh,
she's
this is one thing that I noticed that the movie did miss. I felt like, and this is gonna be a weird thing to say, considering what's been going on with this actor recently. It missed the charm of the Maitlands, like Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis.
yeah. They did explain what happened. They did.
I know, yeah, I know but it's like I felt like their personalities and charm in the first movie, and I'd say that with Alec Baldwin with all the stuff that
I
he's done and said, but their
I didn't.
charm and characters were missing. I felt
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I did not know, George, that Catherine Harris' character was her stepmother, was not her actual birth mother.
No, well, yeah, no, it was mentioned once in Beetlejuice,
Okay,
the
I
first one,
forgot.
when
I thought
Lydia was talking to the ghost. Because I was rewatching the movie the other day.
I thought she was calling her by her first name because Lydia was just weird.
I used to think that, but then when I heard her say stepmom, like I paid attention this time.
Okay, yeah,
No, I've seen Beetlejuice so many times, and like I was always like, there's like this weird relationship between her and the mom.
yeah. It makes sense now since she's a stepmother. Like,
I will say I like the dynamic between them in this movie. It's like not real close, but it feels like they understand each other well enough.
yeah. Oh, so it's technically it's stereotype. I mean, what Beale just she basically got her pregnant. Just like, oh, that pregnant that scene.
Oh
With
my
the baby
goodness.
Beetlejuice.
Yo, that was
Oh,
you
oh
know
my!
I felt like that was, I don't know if that was meant to be a reference to aliens, because you know how in aliens, like the little aliens come out of
I don't. Yeah,
the people, and like I don't know, should I mention, I don't know if you saw Alien Romulus or.
I know how it is. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but how Alien Romulus turned out, I was like, oh my goodness. It's like at this point, like I'm scared of seeing birth happen.
Oh my god.
Yo,
That
it's
was
like if I
creepy.
ever get married and my wife ever gets pregnant, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
Oh my god. That was. Yeah, and then like you got the sleazy producer who is, just trying to trick Lydia to falling in love with her so she can usually
I
convince
had
her to
this
pay him.
weird. Listen, I never trusted that guy from the beginning. Here's the thing: when a
The way he
guy tries,
talks.
well, between the way he talks and the fact that he's trying so hard,
So yes,
it's like when a person tries so hard to be like, let's get like, it is really
it's
pushy, like let's get married in a couple days, let's go, let's go. It's
it's
like,
either two things. Either they're desperate for something like money, fame, power, whatever from the other first significant other, or they're deeply obsessed with them and they like
it
can't
was
live without them.
sus. It
It's,
was
yeah,
sus to me.
yeah. It's just what gave what sus to me was his freaking ponytail. Like that's really sus.
Never trust a guy with a ponytail.
No, it was kind of weird. Why did he have a ponytail? Because that kind of gives away a little bit, right? Right? Like, and then
Yo, it's like never trust a guy with a man bun and a ponytail.
And then the stepmom tries to make like a wake in the house and tries to like capture emotions of what a wake a morning what morning could look like. With I remember she was like screaming so loud and people like oh, and Lydia was screaming like what was Lydia screaming like as a anxiety mechanism to calm herself was like she was screaming like some sort of animal like I don't know what animal makes it sound that Lydia made, but she was like when she with the when she freed her and Worry freed himself from the Beetlejuice in the model display right of the town. Uh,
I want to address a comment in the chat about how someone said like they felt like people were complaining that Lydia's character got ruined. I don't think her character got ruined. Here's the thing: when you grow up and you start processing stuff that happened to you as a kid, it comes across as more traumatic.
yeah, well, she's ghosts, and there's always that one ghost that haunts
Well,
her.
and like here's the thing, here's the thing, like in the previous movie, like the ghost that she had seen, like first of all, like the Maitlands did not have any blood or gore on them.
No, they died. No, they died in the
Yeah,
crowd.
they died
Yeah,
from drowning, so like they
yeah.
look perfectly normal for ghosts.
When you go to the afterworld, when you die and you go to the afterworld, you go there on the way how you died. So if you died naturally in sleep, for example, you're gonna look like a normal human being, right?
So like
Nothing's going bad.
obviously, as she's
Yeah,
gonna see ghosts that have died in very traumatic,
yeah.
bloody, horrifying ways. And here's the thing: it's like
Like
between the Maitlands finding a loophole and being out of her life, you know,
they moved on.
stuff with her with her first husband,
Yeah,
them like separating like before he died and then his eventual death. And the thing is, obviously,
they
the
do.
plot of her not being able to see
But
him, and that causes
but
tension between.
here's the thing. Janet Ortega's character was not really a goth girl in this. She was not a goth girl. She was a
No.
normal girl. She
Well,
was
it seemed like she would have been on her way of being a goth girl until her relationship with her mom got strained, because like it seemed like she liked horror stuff until her father passed away.
yeah, her father. Yeah, her father. Like the death of her father changed it's
Which is
definitely.
ironic because usually when a death of a family member happens, that's when when teens go into their goth stage. And here it was like, yeah, no, I'm not going into my goth stage. I felt that was a really interesting choice in my opinion.
And we got to see the father in the afterlife. You see the piranhas
Oh
on
man,
his,
that was like,
and they just hug him too. They just hug him with the piranhas, and like you see some of the flesh like coming
yeah.
out of his face and stuff, like in his body, and they're just hugging him. The father. it's and yeah, yeah. That was strange.
But
She
like,
also like how you died is how you go into the afterlife. Because I think with the detective, Willem Dafoe's character, he died on set, right? Like on a movie set, right? And landed on half his head, right? I killed him, right? That's why you see the brain and all that on half his head, right?
but like back to the whole thing about like Lydia's character. It's like it's been 36 years. A lot,
Yeah.
like a lot can change 36 years. A lot can change with someone in a year alone.
Oh, Michael can get still killed. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. First of all, I gotta say this: Michael Keaton still looks great as Beetlejuice, and he
Oh,
is
yeah.
still, he entertaining as hell. Like he is just so funny.
I I think honestly, I think he likes being Beetlejuice more than he likes being Batman.
I feel like here's the thing, because like there's those rumors that he was probably just phoning it in. That didn't
He
look like
wasn't phoning it in.
that was not a phoned in
If
performance.
that's phoning it in, give him a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor.
Listen, that ain't phoning it in. That's
No,
basically having the time of your life for the performance.
no. If that's phoning it in, what would be what? How good his acting would be if he wasn't phoning it in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No, and here's the thing. I'm gonna say a hot take. I think I enjoy Michael Keaton Tim Burton team ups more than Johnny Depp Tim Burton team ups.
yeah, me too.
Like, don't get me wrong, Johnny Depp's a great actor. I do love a lot of the work that him and Tim Burton did together, like Edward Scissorhands and Sweeney
I
Todd.
he likes being Batman too, but it doesn't mean he doesn't like being.
No. That's the thing. He likes being Batman. We're just saying, like, you know, he might prefer Beetlejuice. Like, here's the thing: the two roles that he is known for are obviously Batman and Beetlejuice. Now, I don't know which one he prefers. It might be likely because here's the thing: he cares a lot about both roles.
Yeah.
Like, he only comes back for them if he feels like the script and story is good enough for him.
You see, look, the Batgirl. You could tell Batgirl. He's like, yeah, this is a bad movie. He's like, he shits on Batgirl. He knew it was bad.
He only felt bad for the directors.
Yeah. He knew it was bad. Batgirl. He knew it was bad.
But look, it's like, you know, every actor has their preferred role. Now, look, we have our favorite performances from them. But look, if Batman's not the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to Michael Keaton, it's going to be Beetlejuice. It's going to be Beetlejuice. I mean, listen, it was his performance of Beetlejuice that made people wonder if he can even pull off playing Batman.
Yeah, because he was always a comedy actor, and technically playing Beetlejuice is a comedic role, right? Right?
Yeah.
And there's always questions: can he be Batman, Bruce Wayne, serious, right? Very serious, right? And he pulled it off. He's always like, if you watch his other non-Batman, Beetlejuice stuff, you see how good of an actor. Look at fucking Vulture, man, in Spider-Man: Homecoming. The guy was menacing, intimidating. Just him in the car threatening Peter after he drops off his daughter at the homecoming dance. Remember that scene? How he just threatens Peter? It's like, don't mess with my family or I'll kill you.
Oh my goodness! Or he's like, good old Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yo, he was about to go Beetlejuice right there. It's like, well, remember in Batman '89 where he was like, "You want to get nuts? Come on."
Oh my! He's the thing is, Michael Keaton could do it all. He could be very, very serious, very menacing, and he could be fun. He could do it all.
Well, I mean, like, I was also like remembering how like the last decade he's had a comeback. Like, he was in Birdman, he was in Spotlight.
Yeah.
The Founder. Yeah. Like he has done so many different stuff. Like in just the last decade alone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, he is a very talented actor. And again, I feel like I hope, like, if Tim Burton does make more movies like him and Keaton, like, because obviously they're getting up there in age, like, they try to do more stuff together. And it doesn't even need to be Beetlejuice. It can be like a different project. Like, because again, I feel like the Keaton Burton duo, I feel like that has better results than the Burton Johnny Depp duo. That's just how I personally feel. Like, because here's the thing: I grew up on Batman '89 and Beetlejuice.
Because he likes being Batman, and he gets being asked Batman more than Beetlejuice a lot and stuff. That's the reason why he likes being Batman. Look, Harrison Ford. Look, Harrison Ford likes being Han Solo, but he loves Indiana Jones a lot more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's more passionate about Indy than he ever will be about.
And to be honest with you, there's a lot more acting with his Beetlejuice than there's with his Batman, where he just has to be serious 24/7. It's hard. Humor is the hardest thing to do in movies. Comedy is the hardest thing to do. Hardest thing to do. Okay? That's why you see comedians do so well in serious roles. Okay? Comedians are some of the best at doing serious stuff. But you see some of the best actors, when they try to do humor, they struggle at times. Michael Keaton is not one of them.
No, he doesn't struggle.
No. And the thing is, Keaton, obviously, because he started off as comedy. So he has that benefit working for him too. He has that. But I like Catherine O'Hara's character in this. Like, she was basically the same character she was in the first movie. But she was so over the top in this film.
Yeah, she's always over the top. Like, remember, like in Home Alone, it's like, Kevin. Oh like my mom even said it's like she always like over the top like in everything that she's in.
But she's good at it. Like,
Yeah, she's so good at it though.
like she's an overtop. She's always plays that very protective, overtop, uh, overbearing mother, annoying mother at times, right? I mean, the Kevin when she was playing the mother in Home Alone, she wasn't like that, but like overbearing. But this like she's just so damn good in this. Who else was? Yeah, Jared Tager was. Look, Jared Tager was good, but anybody could play. I mean, yeah, it was the perfect casting for her, I guess. She is the goth girl of the.
I mean,
Uh,
Jenna Ortega was good, but it's like if you're gonna ask like someone like about like the top performances in this movie, it's
not her,
gonna be Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder.
because Jared Tager basically played a basic teen man who doesn't like her mother, and and that's kind of very normal. A lot of teens don't really like their mother or father at times. They don't have they're going through that phase. But yeah, it's just that the boy, not the boyfriend.
I'm very curious, like what the guy that plays the father, like what he thinks about how his character was handled in this movie.
Oh, he probably never seen it. Oh, can you imagine if they showed that in prison or whatever he's in that movie?
I don't even think he's in prison.
No.
I looked it up because he pled guilty to it. I think like his sentence was like I'm gonna look it up. What like I gotta look that up.
I can't believe See, like now, people see that film, right? But people wonder when they see that about the father, are they gonna be like, who played the father in the previous film? And people are gonna search it
You
up
gotta
on
look
the
up.
internet, you know?
Let's see. I looked it up.
It was practical facts, but there was CGI in this.
Oh wait, no, he did. He pled not guilty.
You play not guilty?
Yeah, I thought he pled guilty. No, he pled not guilty. Oh my goodness.
Of course, like Michael Keaton did do makeup. He did go under makeup for this and all that costume change and all that for sure.
But no, he is out. He is out of jail.
What's he doing now?
But according to
Living-
Wikipedia, as of 2021, he was listed on the California Department of Justice National Sex Offender Database.
Mm,
But here's the thing: I'm looking at his filmography, and he actually got a few projects after his
really?
his
What's his name?
arrest.
Really?
So,
Jeffrey Jones?
Yes. So let me see. As far as movies go, although I've never really heard of these movies. So
Of course not.
Who's Your Daddy in 2007, 10.0 Earthquake in 2014. Never heard of them. Some short film called 7 Days in 2016.
All right, Blind. We'll catch you in a bit. Yeah. I guess the most recognizable film I remember from was probably like Sleepy Hollow. I remember Sleepy Hollow.
I remember he was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, but it was a Sleepy Hollow. Remember he was.
Oh, I remember he was in that one.
Stuart Little.
Yeah, Uncle Crenshaw Little.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yo, he was in The Crucible as well. Yo, with Winona Ryder. You ever see The Crucible?
Why do we see that cast as Beetlejuice?
Have you ever seen The Crucible? Man, that is one freaky movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I watched it in middle school and high school. I had to watch it twice because we were talking about the Salem witch trials in 8th grade, and our teacher couldn't let us watch the beginning of the movie because the beginning of the movie is very explicit. So we couldn't watch that part. And then in high school in 11th grade, because we were doing the Crucible story for school, So our teacher, she showed us the Crucible, and here's the thing: she turned off the screen for the beginning of the movie, the part that we couldn't watch in 8th grade, but we still listened to the audio.
Really?
Yeah, like when they're in the woods, like when they're like doing their crazy freaky witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that like I didn't like. Here's the thing: I never knew that Winona Ryder was in that movie until afterwards. Because I remember, like, right before we were doing that, Beetlejuice was on Cartoon Network, so I rewatched Beetlejuice because it had been some time, and I was like, "Oh man, Beetlejuice! I haven't seen this in a while. How funny! How great!" And then we watched The Crucible, and I'm like, "Oh wow, she looks familiar. Wait, that's Winona Ryder." Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing:
Well,
Jeffrey Jones didn't play the role though.
it was a different. If somebody else voiced him.
Someone else voicing him. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm not going to explain what happened on here, but basically, if you do the research, you'll see why he gets barely any work.
Um. Yeah, he's blacklisted from Hollywood, and he's not getting even.
Oh, he was in Howard the Duck as well.
He's not even getting He's not even getting work from like the Daily Wire or anything like that. They're not giving. I mean, he was from the Daily Wire too. No, he worked in the Howard Duck.
Hey, we're done. Yeah, it was on Howard the Duck from 1986.
Oh my god!
Same year Ferris Bueller came out.
Did you know there was a Ferris Bueller TV show?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's bad. I
Listen,
found out 2 days ago.
this is what I'm gonna say because obviously there's gonna be a lot of younger audiences going to see this movie just to watch Jenna Ortega.
Oh my god!
Like here's the thing. They're gonna be like, oh, who is this actor? It's like you don't know 80s and 90s movies like the rest of us do. You don't know Ferris Bueller, Sleepy Hollow, all this other stuff that he was in.
You don't know how big of a staple this guy was in the 80s. This Jeffrey Jones, like he was around in the 80s, in the 90s too. Like
Yeah, like he was the evil principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
yeah. You know what? These kids, you don't want to search this guy up, man. There's a reason why.
Don't search it. Don't. You're gonna be devastated to learn what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. If you think Alec Baldwin accidentally shooting and killing someone on a film set is bad, like that's actually like. I mean, no disrespect to the innocent woman that died, but obviously that was an accident.
Yeah, which is
that's nothing. So considering how that was an accident.
What Jeffrey Jones did is not an accident.
Yeah, considering the intent between the two, like I'm just saying that's.
Hey, sideways. What's up, sideways?
Well, here's another thing that I just thought of. It would have been hard to bring back Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis because when they die, they still the same. It's like you're gonna have to de-age them.
Gina Davis, I think Gina Davis doesn't it's not in the Hollywood spotlight anymore. I think she's took a step back from that.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's like you would have to de-age them, I think. Yo, I'm just gonna say this about Willem Dafoe's character. Is it like have you ever seen Mr. Bean's Holiday?
Yep.
Remember how he played like that the director that thought he was a movie star that thought he was a big shot, but he really isn't?
Yeah.
Yo, I was like wondering, like, is he playing his character for Mr. Bean?
Oh.
And now he's trying to be a big shot detective? Like, think about it. It's like
what was Beetlejuice's profession in the movie? What was he like? Is he still open up scare agency? Because he had his own office and a bunch of guys working for him. The Shrunken Heads. What was his profession? Was he still scary? He had like a scare agency or something?
Well, yeah, I know he had an office and like a bunch of people working for him.
It was some stupid shrunken heads.
Yeah, the poor shrunken heads.
It's
All I can say is it's like Beetlejuice is so politically incorrect that some people might be triggered watching this movie.
well, they mentioned that he's going to be politically incorrect.
Yeah,
PC.
I know, and I love it. It's like here's the thing: I'm surprised a lot more people aren't outraged about the fact that he tried, like that in the original, that he tried marrying a teenager.
Yeah,
Like, notice how like no one complains about that.
yeah. You try. Yeah. Now, people will say are saying something about that. I mean, blindness has, stories have, you have. Uh, blindness has at least in this film he has a hit on Astrid, right? Because
Oh gosh, that would
there'd be a
be.
lot of controversy.
It
Now,
would-
in today's world, yeah, there'd be controversy.
well, it's like it would feel awkward to me because when the first Beetlejuice came out, I wasn't born, and now I'm gonna be 28 in October, and it's like Jenna Ortega is younger than me, so it's like
Yeah, Jared
that would
Ortega's
that
like
would creep
22.
that would creep me out.
Jared Ortega is what, like 20, young 20?
She's gonna be 22.
Yeah,
Well, the thing
and
is,
she's
it's like when you're in your early to mid 20s, you're still
21.
playing.
But she's gonna be 22 very soon
Yeah.
this
Well,
month.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about actors in their early to mid 20s. They're still playing teenagers technically for
A
a
lot, of,
while.
lot of, especially the women, a lot of the women in their 20s, actresses and women, they still look like teenagers. They still look like teenagers. Like, it's strange as hell. Like, it's like they don't look like women yet. They look like still teenagers.
It's showtime.
Yeah, she's 21, but soon she's 22 this month. Look how many films she's gonna be in.
You,
Oh my
you know what would have been a funny joke, like as I just remember from the original Beetlejuice. Like, remember how like at a certain point in the original Beetlejuice, a dead football team arrives, and like they're calling the one lady like coach. She's like, "I'm not your coach." Like, could you imagine if like some of the football players were as ghosts were following Winona Ryder's character around because at the end of the movie they were dancing with her,
Oh
like trying to
yeah,
jump on the line, and she's like, for the last 36 years, I've told you I'm not your coach. Like, that would have been a funny joke if
yeah.
that had happened. If
Oh my
like
god.
if like they were like, Coach, what do you want us to do? It's like, it's been 36 years. Figure it out yourself.
Yeah,
Also, the way that the way that the shark ate the father. Oh my!
oh, that was funny. It was funny. He survived a crash, did not drown, but the shark ate him. That's hilarious as hell, man.
Oh my! The thing is, it's like they could have just like they went all out. Like, they could have just had it where like his head got eaten. It was like the majority of his upper body got eaten.
Yeah, yeah. And you see like a blood
Oh.
gushing out. Like
It's like they could have just like had him be headless.
oh yeah, he was basically headless. I mean,
But like
both,
they overdid it.
yeah,
Which is funny though. It's still funny. Listen, one thing you can never complain about in a Beetlejuice movie is that they overdid it.
yeah.
We want overdone nonsense.
Oh, I'm blinded. Hurry up. Are you almost there? I'm almost there, blinded. Uh,
I'm on the Wikipedia for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It was an unconfirmed actor that did all that stuff with Jeffrey Jones's character. So we don't even know who to credit.
oh, it might just be like, yeah. It might just be like somebody that got. You know, you want to do this? You want to voice this guy? Want to voice him? I don't know. It's probably somebody not big or anything like that. And man, you know that priest? That priest gave me creepy vibes too. I'm like, that priest.
Yo, here's the thing. When he that's the one thing that actually is annoying me about the movie. At a certain point, the priest just leaves the church, and it looks like he's about to do something,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like it's never shown.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know what's weird? Um, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna
Well,
say.
here's the thing. I thought he was gonna like lead the charge for an exorcist at one point.
It was funny when Lydia called out Beetlejuice to help go into the underworld, right? Basically, the ghost world, right? The retriever from the retrieved asteroid. You know what's funny about that? Beetlejuice says, "I promised." He made those, all those Christ, when you make promises, a religious person makes promises, a Christian makes promises to God and Christ with all those religious symbols, and he sets himself on fire, like he's going to
Oh
hell,
yeah.
right? Technically, he would be going to hell. He did murder. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's murder. I mean, she was a soul sucker. Like, what the hell was a soul sucker in real life? Like, so that's confirmed. There's confirmed there were. Is that confirmed there was actually like demons? Because the Monica Bellucci's character is like a. Is it confirmed that there was like demons, witches, stuff like that, soul suckers, not just ghosts, walking among humans? I guess. Is that technically murder? I mean, like, what was it? A grave robber?
Yeah, that's what I was like wondering. It's like, yo, he looks like one of them grave robbers that's helping Dr. Frankenstein out.
Yeah, I think it was Igor.
Like Dr. Frankenstein.
Did he even have a real name? Did he? Like, I'm
I
sure.
guess it was. Well, I looked it up when I think it was Let me see if I can find it again. Where was it that I think it was like the Beetlejuice Wikipedia. I'm looking it up. Yo, I want to watch Beetlejuice the musical now. I don't know why. It's just like I want
Yeah.
to see it in musical form. Beetlejuice Wiki.
Does he have a name? He has to have a name. You know, you know who hated this movie?
Who?
Campia. He fucking hated it.
Oh gosh, who cares what Campia thinks?
He hated it so much, man.
Oh man, like. Okay, so according to Villains Wikipedia,
Mm-hmm.
his name. So his first name is Beetle. His last name is Geis Jr.
So Beetle Geist Jr.
Because notice how his name is spelled Beetlegeist before it's
Yeah,
pronounced Beetlejuice.
yeah.
So I think once he died, his name got combined or something. I love that he was an anti-hero in this one. It's he does help out, but he's still trying to marry Lydia. Still up to his shenanigans.
Yeah, because he likes Lydia. Because he likes Lydia. He'll right? That's because he likes Lydia. That's why. So, and he figures that she's Lydia's desperate to get her daughter back. You know what? Yeah, I could. Then he could. That means he figures that oh, I could get her to marry me and sign this contract to marry me, which I guess he technically violated in the end. All right, so that marriage is non and void, right? He gets fat and blows up like a hot air balloon.
Well, I mean, technically, we never saw what would happen if the Maitlands had said his name 3 times while he was trying to marry Lydia, because they kept silencing them, and then the sandworm.
Yeah, they use a
ate him.
sandworm. Yeah,
Which, by the way, the sandworms still look incredible in this movie.
they ready to use a sand. Yeah,
I love that the sandworms ate the whiny guy.
Oh my god, the producer and Monica
The producer.
Bellucci. And the bride.
Yeah, Monica Bellucci as well. Well, here's the interesting thing about Beetlejuice the play. So, we were trying to look up plays for the summer, and There's actually a like a version for schools and kids to do a Beetlejuice the musical. I'm like, how? How are kids gonna do this play? There's so much stuff that's not for kids in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, what songs are you gonna do with the? I'm looking that up actually. Beetlejuice the musical. So like, what songs?
Dale,
Yeah, yeah, Day-O.
Dale. They did that in the film.
Yeah, it's like the funeral song. Jump in the line. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, I gotta see clips of Beetlejuice the musical. If there's any clips, like, yo, like apparently there's actually a song called "Creepy Old Guy."
Oh my god. Oh my god. There were some good songs. The juice is loose is actually a pretty funny line. The juice is loose. Where's Blinded? Come on, Blinded. I know you said you're gonna come in, buddy. What was funny? Oh, I like how he made sure Bob takes a fall for him. um, yeah, that boy just gets like there's like immigration services in the in the ghost world. Like what the hell? Immigration services in the ghost world? That's weird as hell. It's supposed to be weird, but funny. Funny weird.
Yo, I don't want to spoil the synopsis, but the play even makes Beetlejuice into an anti-hero.
He is. He is. From what I know, he is kind of like an anti-hero, not purely just a villain. The first film, he was a bad guy. Here he was still here he was an anti-hero, but for selfish reasons, right? And oh, you gotta help me. You gotta marry me. I'll help you with your problem. You gotta help with my problem. The bride. I've never seen her in my life.
I tell you, she meant nothing to me.
Yeah.
Yo, we had like the finger. It's like the ring.
Oh, I did like that scene when she was putting herself together because she was chopped up, right?
That was really well made.
Yeah, yeah. And it was weird, like how all her body parts. She was bringing herself stuff together, and you see like the last piece was the finger. It's bringing herself together. Um, it's funny though how that guy who walks out of the studio, that guy who doesn't speak English, just walks into a sewer and falls into the sewer and dies. You have to see where it's going. He just falls into the open sewer, and that's how he dies, and that's how you get introduced to Danny DeVito's character. Or Catherine Harris' character, where she thinks those snakes are not poisonous, but they turn out to be poisonous, and they bite her, and she thinks she's not dead.
Shake, 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 Sonora.
Shake, shake, shake. Oh, wait. No, I thought I saw Blinded come on.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh, you should have said that. Oh, they should
Yo,
have
imagine if Beetlejuice said that in the movie.
They should have tried to get Jack Nicholson out for like a cameo. Do it.
Jack Nicholson be like,
The only time Jack Nicholson is shown on TV is at a Laker game.
he still goes to the Laker games. He wants to see them just win the play-in and lose in the first round.
Jack Nicholson, yeah. Yeah. Lose in the first round. That's the only time you see Jack Nicholson on TV is the Laker game. You don't see him anywhere else, man. Like, that's a Laker game, man. Yeah, but I mean, they should have got Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, you could imagine they got Johnny Depp in this. But yeah. I don't know where Blind is, man. Like I thought Blind would be here like half an hour ago. He's almost home. Said. What time is it? 11? Let's get nuts and bat. Oh my god, can you imagine?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but I know Grace liked it. I know, yeah, John Captain did not like it. Some people liked it. There's people that didn't like it. Not everybody's gonna like every single film.
I mean, it seems like more people liked it than disliked it, though. So
Yeah, yeah. What's the score?
I mean, here's the well, the score on Tomatoes is in the 70s, which is still pretty good.
Yeah,
Compared to Tim Burton's other stuff.
yeah. Lady Timber, yeah, this is his best work in a while.
Here's the thing: I was very disappointed in Dark Shadows when it came out in 2012 because it was like the formula's right there. This could work for Tim Burton's style, and instead it was like, what the hell is this? Like, you had Michelle Pfeiffer, you had Johnny Depp, you had Helena Bonham Carter. You had this very talented cast, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
a very disappointing movie. I think it was like the first time I was disappointed leaving the theater. And that movie came out when I was 15.
Yeah, you think they're gonna make a third movie?
Probably not. I mean, what
No.
can you do with a third Beetlejuice movie?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, you know what's gonna be called.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Obviously.
Tim Burton pretty much like said like like it took 36 years for the next one to be made. By the time 36 years pass after this, I ain't gonna be around. It's like
Yeah.
what other person could direct a Beetlejuice movie that's not Tim Burton? And how can and it's like well, same thing with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's great, but he ain't getting any younger. So it's like time is very limited for a lot of these guys. I could probably see maybe like people at Warner Brothers, maybe maybe like Warner Brothers for Max being toying with the idea of bringing back the Beetlejuice animated series, like for a HBO Max or Max exclusive. I can see them doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've noticed, like apparently the animated series is on Tubi for free, and apparently like a lot of like social media is hyping it up. Maybe not not a whole lot, but some accounts are. I think so. It's like what Beetlejuice is. I feel like has always been a popular, not really popular, but still popular character. I mean, he's around the Universal parks, like someone dressed up as Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
His costume is very popular around this time of year.
Yeah, he's a good Halloween Yeah, because of Halloween, it's a good Halloween costume. If you.
Well, I can see maybe for like Max, they asked like Tim Burton, hey, like, can you do like a Halloween short like claymation with Beetlejuice, and like maybe the actors come back to voice.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, baby. I might be clay now, but this is the same juice.
I'm gonna be the Batman at DCU, baby. I'm kidding.
Tell you, she meant nothing to me.
You know what I was thinking of? Beetlejuice reminds me of what character? He's a perverted character. I don't know. I forget I forget what character it was. I had it like yesterday or earlier today. Who reminds me of um yeah. I'm hoping Blind does come on because I don't know what else we could talk about to delay his eventual arrival. Bat juice. Uh, if you
I'll
gotta,
definitely say this. So I'm glad that, with the exception of Beetlejuice still wanting to marry Lydia, they didn't repeat the plot of the first Beetlejuice, because like that was one of the things I was worried about. Like Tim Burton just reusing the same plot because he likes to remake stuff. So don't be surprised if he uses the sequel to remake his original movie. Like how Force Awakens was, still a good movie, but was sort of a remake of New Hope.
kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was worried they were going to do that with Beetlejuice, but
No, no.
no, they didn't do that. I'm glad they went with a new plot.
No, it was different. It was.
Like, I don't know what Tim Burton's plans are after this, but I feel I would like to see him doing more of this kind of thing again, like horror dark comedies.
Yeah. I think it's
Like
better at that.
he should just go back to doing this kind of stuff instead of like remakes.
Yeah, the thing is, when he did Dumbo, I felt like, his style doesn't really work for Disney, especially like Disney is stuff like Dumbo, that kind of stuff. And I feel like it
I
works for
said, I said, I always said this. The only remakes that he did that I liked, well, one of them, Frankenweenie, was a remake of a short film he
Yeah.
did. So it's not really even a remake. It was a claymation stop motion remake. But the only other one that I would say was actually good, I do think it's a good movie, is the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
Like, if I'm going to be honest, that's actually a good movie. It's just not as good or iconic as
no,
the
nothing
original.
as good as
But
original.
like, if you compare the 2005 movie to other attempts that people have made when remaking just any movie, I think the 2005 Charlie and Chocolate Factory actually holds up pretty well. Like
Yeah.
Tim Burton actually does try to make it as different as he's able to from the original, because it's hard to try to make it as different as you can, but he actually managed to pull it off, and it actually made sense. Like, for starters, Grandpa Joe's not the villain in the 2005 movie. Like, seriously, Grandpa Joe.
He caused a lot of shit.
He caused a lot of crap in the original. It's like, first of all, he in bed for 20 years until Charlie got a ticket.
Yippee!
Then it's like he kind of selfish. It's like, sign away, Charlie. We got nothing to lose.
Oh yeah, he's the one.
He chose to drink
The bubbles things.
the fizzy lifting drinks.
Bubbles. Yeah. He's the one.
Listen, I love the original Willy Wonka. It's one of my favorite movies, but Grandpa Joe is definitely the villain. Like, he's the one that got really mad when Willy Wonka said, "Yeah, you guys broke the rules." He's like, "We're gonna give Slugworth a gobstopper," and then like when Charlie passed the test, Grandpa was like, "Wait, what? What? We still have a chance?"
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. He's the real bad guy of that movie. In the 2005 one, the grandpa's actually not a selfish old man. He's more kind-hearted and all that.
Yeah.
Yo, I also gotta say this: the 2005 movie, that kid Mike TV. Yo, he more dreadful in the 2005 movie than the 71 movie.
Oh my god!
In the 71 movie, he was just an annoying kid that was just obsessed with TV. In the 2005 movie, actually, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say due to something that recently happened, but it's like he wanted them to disturb children in the 2005 movie.
Yes.
Now he like disturbed. Good thing of it, I feel like in the 2005 movie, the kids are way more dreadful and brattier.
Maybe it's a little bit more modern. I don't know.
But it's like they're more dreadful and brattier than they were in the 71 movie.
Wait, MME Max is doing a Tim Pool video at 12 o'clock a.m. 12 o'clock?
What? Oh, come on, Max.
Yeah, and we know what's up with Tim Pool, but really?
Tim Pool?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Here, I know. I'm not like I know what's going on with that stuff, but I'm not gonna do much. I'm not gonna do any that stuff on my channel.
I ain't doing
My
no
channel is
politics.
entertainment purposes.
I ain't doing
Entertainment purposes.
I ain't doing no politics on
Yeah.
this channel, on my channel.
Entertainment purposes. Only on this channel is entertainment.
Listen, I ain't gonna have people having Trump versus Harris debates on my chat. Yo, I remember like one time, like when I reviewed Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yo, I forget who it was. I gotta check my chat. Yo, someone put in like thumbs up for the George, thumbs down for Wakanda Forever.
Woke Conda forever.
Yeah. And the thing is, I have to laugh. One of my friends from work
You.
would later comment on the video saying, "Oh, nice review. Me and my dad loved it." I was like, "Good lord, he probably saw what someone said in my chat." I was like,
You should see my post about Jason Momoa for Minecraft, like 2 days ago, in my community post section. You should see what people said in there, not directly at me, but directly like they saw Jason Momoa. I'll read it right now. I don't care. I'll read it right now. What the per? I'll get on my phone, go to my post section, and I'll tell you what some people said about Jason Momoa. Okay, Jason Momoa from Minecraft comments. 14 comments. This comment's okay. It's not really a bad comment, so it's fine. I'm not going to read that. This other comment is not. It's not really bad. And this third comment is not really bad. But you get to the fourth comment. Why do we need a trans character? It's a damn movie about a block game, and he's representing that group. I'm like, dude, he's not a trans character. I didn't reply, but he's not a trans character. And seriously, transphobic there, right? It is somebody 2 days ago. I think he'll be a gay character. Why? Because he's wearing pink? And the 5 replies to that.
the thing is, it's like,
And yeah, somebody pink shirt or a jacket is including being gay, little bro. And then that guy who mentions he's like, then the guy replies to that. I hope you're right because Minecraft already supports the LGBTQ community. So what's wrong with them supporting the LGBTQ community? Is that wrong? What's wrong with that? Joke's on you because he's actually trans. Why do you have to push it? If he's part of that community as a trans person, it's a block game. Close, he's portraying a trans character. No, he's not. That character is not a trans character. And what other comments are there? I wish Blind. I mean, I don't know where Blind is. I thought he was going to come on, but like,
yeah, I thought it was gonna come on as well.
because Blind is.
Oh yeah, the mic dropped on Tim Pool. Did he break the law? I'm surprised. Like, why is that even how's that a movie topic?
It's not a movie topic.
That's what I mean. You know, it sounds like something. That sounds like something. $3 Theater. Well, not $3 Theater. Matt Jarbo would talk.
Jarbo would do it. Yeah,
Well, that's something Matt Jarbo would talk about. Did Matt Jarbo hack MME?
Is he even going with me anymore?
I don't know. I was
Like-
I was actually on. Well, I don't know if I would call it MME, but I was on a Blue Jays stream on Monday. It was also on MME.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, we were talking
the
about
stream, right?
we're talking about the summer movies. It was a fun stream. Man. I had a really fun
Oh,
time.
yeah.
out there.
Me and Blinded, he's not here. I thought he was gonna be on. But I don't know because I don't know much to say about this movie to try to get him on because I really want to end this by 12 a.m. That's 45 minutes. But me and Blinded are planning like a tier list for everything MCU movies and TV shows.
Yeah, let me know when you plan on.
Yeah.
Doing it. I know I'm always like MCU again, but it's like I want to talk about the MCU stuff. I'm excited.
We're thinking possibly the weekend next week, just before Agatha comes out. We don't want to do it while Agatha's out,
Fair enough.
but we want to get it before Agatha comes out. That's the plan.
Because I'm curious to see what Blinded's other MCU opinions are.
Oh, me too. Oh man,
And I want to share some of my well, I don't know if I would call them controversial MCU opinions, but some of my MCU thoughts.
I have some controversial DCU opinions and thoughts.
I mean, Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know if I would call it controversial if I think Captain America: The First Avenger is the most underrated MCU movie.
Oh, here's Blinded Edition time. Yeah. Blinded, finally, because we were one of your things I would talk about. Hey, Blinded, finally, you come
Welcome to the show, pal.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I got
Choose
held
the
up. I
news.
got held up.
Hey, before Blinded, before you say anything, we have to do something. Welcome to the show. So, here we go.
It's showtime.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, are you playing it?
Yeah, did you see it? It's
Yeah,
3
I can see
seconds.
it.
It's 4 seconds long.
It's showtime.
Oh, man.
Oh, so you just came
It's
back
showtime.
from it.
Yeah, well, I came back. It ended like at 9 something, but I had to come back, and it was taking some time.
There we go.
But, yeah, I don't know. People... I don't think the reviews did this justice. I thought this was a good movie.
I thought it was in the middle of a road movie. I don't think it was terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
I enjoyed the movie.
I think
Yeah,
it was
I
like
enjoyed
a
it.
mid. I think not a mid movie. I think it was like in the middle of like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Like
I would say I don't know. I had a lot of fun watching the movie. I mean the story, like the thing is the story is very, or at least the theme of the story is very similar to the first one, but I think the first one was I don't know, they don't really delve too much into it. I think this one did it a little bit better of like, hey, death is gonna come at any time and you don't want to go too soon, right? You don't want to go before your time. And but I mean that's not really. I mean the story's not really what you're coming here see.
no, because the
Right.
story. Because some of the part of my opinion, the story is a little over the place at times with.
Yeah.
Some of
I feel like when you compare this to the first movie, which had a much more simple, straightforward story, it's like,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing, and I was telling Aaron this. Most of the story arcs that are in this movie, I don't mind. The only one that I felt like they could have just cut out was the one with the boyfriend, because that guy was a piece of shit, and it's like that guy was annoying.
Well, I didn't mind that subplot because as I
I
said,
thought there was.
as I infamously said, I said, is Beetlejuice a pedophile? And I mean, this movie kind of, without
I mean, waited
saying
30
that,
years.
it does.
You waited 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, it does say, it does touch on like this idea of like abusive or people who are gaslighters and like they're not, you know what I mean? Because that's what the boyfriend was, right? Which is he kind of mirrors Beetlejuice in that sense, where it's like
That's
he's
true.
a gaslighter, he's a
I think-
manipulator, right?
I think the difference is Beetlejuice is just immature, and he's just somebody. He'll just say straight to your face, he loves you. This guy was like,
Yeah.
he was more
but,
sociopathic.
but I mean, they're both sociopath. That's the thing, though. It's like Beetlejuice is a manipulator. He coaches people. And the thing is, that guy, he admits at the ending, he's like, "Oh yeah, I pretty much,
I think
my wife
the thing
didn't
is,
die. I duped you."
I
and all
think
that shit."
Beetlejuice actually really does like Lydia, but this guy clearly doesn't like.
Well, well, I don't know. I
In a
think he's a
sick-twisted way.
creepy. Yeah,
In a sick-twisted way.
he's a, and I think the point
But
is that
the
she.
boyfriend doesn't like Astrid at all. He's just using her. Period. They get back to the living world. A soul for a soul, right?
For, oh, you're talking about
Yeah,
what's
the
her name?
difference. Astrid. The boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not the boyfriend. The boyfriend was like the boy was trying to get back into the real world as a living being. I think
Right.
that's the difference between her and him in Beetlejuice. Is that Beetlejuice likes Lydia in a sick-twisted way. This kid did not like Astrid. He was just using Astrid.
Well, I think I don't know. I think it's all the same. I think all these like the men represent Beetlejuice. That's the way that I took it. I felt like these people were reflections of him and what he was trying to do. Because if you think about it, all of their actions line up exactly with Beetlejuice.
I was hoping that boy.
They're basically using the women.
I was hoping
Yeah.
that boy was more of a sympathetic character, like begging Astrid. I'm doing this because my death is so tragic, stuff like that. Like I need.
Right. I mean,
like-
to be
like-
honest, I like this is the thing about this movie that I like.
Hogan.
I like that the movie felt because in the first Beetlejuice, I feel like you didn't really get enough of him. You didn't really get enough of the
Backstory.
afterlife, or not really the backstory, but
That was
just like you're
hilarious,
not.
though. You have to admit, that was
Yeah, the
hilarious.
that part was funny. Yeah, him and was it Spanish? I can't even remember, but
I don't know, but he was like a grave robber during the Black
yeah,
Plague.
he was like a grave robber, and he was just
And,
yeah, but the thing is, I liked the world in the original Beetlejuice was always so like kind of interesting. It was dark and like I was saying, like rewatching that movie recently, even though I loved it as a kid, it's like, oh yeah, this is actually a dark movie, right? There's a lot of references to
this
suicide,
one,
and that's what I was saying before, where it's like the story of like, hey, you don't want to go before it's your time. It's
yeah,
like this was more relevant in this movie. It's like, you know what I mean? Because the what's her name? Astro? What's her name? This is a
Astrid,
weird name for a
Astrid,
girl.
Astrid, Astrid.
Astro. Yeah, I'll
I
just
can
say
see
what's the actress's name? I'm
Jenna
blanking on her name.
Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. The thing is, I would say she wasn't the best part of the movie. Like she was like not. She was. I would say she was like my least favorite part of the movie because I felt like her lines were kind of weird. Like I don't know the way she read them was like I was like I don't know. She never gave the impression of like she was actually that character to me at least. So she was like
No,
the
she's
only
actually
thing
like a
I would say I
teenager,
didn't like that.
a regular
Yeah, but she
teenager.
wasn't a teenager. She was like a college student.
Was that at college school or was that
Yeah,
boarding?
she was at college.
Oh, I thought it was boarding school or something.
No, she was at college and the way that I don't know some of the line readings that she had, I wasn't like the biggest fan of her. Um, I don't know. I think she could have done a little bit better job
I,
compared to everybody else. I thought everybody else was doing way better than her. They
I,
were like on top compared to her.
I look. Jenna Ortega is the it girl right now. One of the it girls and one of the youngest rising stars. Well, she's not rising. She's there already in Hollywood.
Yeah.
When I see this movie, I thought she was fine in this kind of role because she's played these similar roles. But I think she's going to struggle playing more none of these
I,
kind of
I,
roles because she doesn't have the face. I'm
I don't
sorry, it's
think
not her
it's not even
fault.
I
It's
don't
not her
even think it's
fault. But
that. I think she can't everybody else in this movie is campy. They really get what they're trying to do. They're not taking it serious. Her on the other hand, I don't think
that's the problem.
she's not really playing it up. She's not really being like
Yeah,
super involved while everybody else is doing that. And so she just feels a little too dull and a little wooden to me where it's like I don't really
she's
believe this all
known.
this much. And I
She's
also
known to be
don't
wooden.
believe I kind of wish there was cuz I which I feel kind of stupid for not seeing the twist with the boyfriend. And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even put that together," but it was actually kind of like it was for me like, oh shit, okay,
You know
that's
what would
actually
be
clever
better?
because the mom can see ghosts. She thought it was a real guy, and it's like you don't see the dad, you don't see the mom, and it's like, oh yeah,
You know, but
this is
you know
kind of
what?
making sense. But yeah,
You know what would have been a better plot? Like, I look, the plot wasn't terrible. You know what would have been a better plot? If
mm,
Beetlejuice and the bride actually had a son, and that son was that
mm,
kid. And Beetlejuice knew about Astrid, and the only way to get
mm,
Astrid, or to get Lydia is by having their son. And you can still have the beef between the bride and Beetlejuice, but Beetlejuice can use
right,
his son, that kid as his son, and the only way to get Lydia is by having his son trick the boy to having Astrid
mm,
fall in love with her, and then that will force Lydia to make a deal with Beetlejuice. It was all
right.
planned. Beetlejuice mastered up this whole plan. I think that would have been a better story.
I mean, yeah, that's possible. I don't. Yeah, I could see that. I just. I mean, the boy being like this random boy that she meets, and I think he's like seducing her to kind of
Turns
be
out to
like,
be a sociopath, psychopath kid.
yeah, yeah, he kind of he seduced her and she was kind of too ignorant or not really smart enough to catch on. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to say like yeah, I was impressed with the
she did
movie.
not.
I had a
She didn't know that she inherited her mother's ability to see ghosts.
right, yeah. Which that's what I was saying. I thought that was like
Yeah.
okay, they yeah, like looking back on it maybe it was like totally obvious, but in the moment it was like oh, this is actually fun. I like this. This is an interesting path to go down. And then to see, oh yeah, he's dead, but he's trying to trick her. It's like I, I thought, to me at least, it made it entertaining, a lot more engaging. And I do like that the stories, even though they ended up crossing together, I just like that they were separate. It almost, in some sense, weirdly enough, it felt like a TV show. You know what I mean? Like where they have like
Yes,
multiple different plots going on at the same time, but it all came together in a
it's
satisfying way. Like
the
the
thing.
ending is really like it ends off on a high note, in my opinion.
I thought the thing is, I thought they're gonna make the bride a lot more menacing because we don't see her a lot.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that was yeah. I guess that might be the only downside is that she kind of I don't know, she's there, she's hunting him down, but
kind-
I don't know, she kind of like right at the ending, she kind of like
just
disappears. But I think she's really there to set up the fact that Beetlejuice is this. I mean, yeah, he was tricked, and I don't know, that's maybe the another part that I or not another part, but that might be the only part I dislike about the movie. Like actually thinking about it, it's like yeah, she could have been a little bit more involved with the story than just
yeah.
being like, I'm going to hunt Beetlejuice, and then she shows up at the ending, and then yeah, she just gets taken out, right? So I don't know about that one. I don't know if it was like a parallel to say, oh yeah, Beetlejuice was abused, but he really isn't an
He wasn't
abuser, right?
he wasn't
I
abused by
don't.
her. He
Yeah, I
was
know. That's what
seduced
I'm
by
saying.
her.
I don't know.
He was seduced by her, but it wasn't. I mean,
I don't know what their intention was with that, and that's why I'm like, I don't like
there's
that part the most because it's like the actress was like, yeah, I like the scene where she's like rebuilding herself. Like this
that's
movie's
awesome.
very campy. I like that it's campy,
It's campy
right?
Dude,
humor.
I
Yeah.
want
It's
Tim
campy as
Burton.
hell.
I want Tim Burton to do campy stuff again. Like
Yeah,
watching this movie made me realize that I miss like Tim Burton's original style
right. I
because
Yeah.
I
like
liked how silly and like how sometimes it felt very like kind of I want to say stupid. That's the word I want to use, but it just felt
It's
ridiculous.
stupid.
Some of the
It's ridiculous
characters
and
and what they were
stupid.
doing.
I mean,
Like yeah, like what's his name? Damn, William Defoe's character.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
so
by I love that character. He's just
quick,
like
blinded. I have a
yeah.
quick question. Have you ever seen Mr. Bean's Holiday?
I might have a long time ago
yeah. William
Oh
Dafoe's
my
in
because
there.
god!
I watch all those
So
Mr. Bean's movies, but
So
yeah.
I was telling Aaron, like in Mr. Bean's Holiday, Willem Dafoe plays this like actor director that thinks he's all that, like a big shot, but
Okay.
everyone's bored of his movie. I was like, wait, is he playing his character from Mr. Bean? Like that's the thought that was in my head.
Oh,
Does he think like he's this all that actor that's now like this big shot detective in the afterlife?
Right.
Like I was just like, good lord, like is this like a reference to Mr. Bean? Like you
Blinded.
got like all these other references to like other Tim Burton stuff. You got Beetlejuice's number one guy Bob, who unfortunately dies. Joker
Oh,
had a number one guy named Bob.
Yeah, poor
Yeah.
Bob, by
Did
the
you
way.
make that?
Poor
Did you
Bob.
make that?
They
Did you make
abused the
that
shit out
connection,
of him.
blinded? Did you make that connection, blinded? That the Bob, that's obviously referencing to the Joker.
Oh, I
Think
didn't.
about
Because
it. Is his number one guy?
Yeah,
Working
and
with
in
Beetlejuice?
Batman '89, like Joker's like, remember Bob, you
Yeah.
are my number one guy. Like the way he said it.
Oh
Like
shit.
after he like shocked the person
Yeah,
and
George
was like,
didn't get it either until I reminded him.
and then he was like,
Oh,
now
okay,
get
that's
out of
actually
here.
clever.
Yeah, you see the was it parallel? Whatever. Yeah, there's a connection there.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I didn't even pick
I
that
don't know.
up,
If,
but
I don't
yeah.
know if a lot of people will get that, but I certainly did because I'm.
Well, here's the thing, like a lot of these like newbie fans are be coming in.
The newbie
that-
fans
that-
may not get that. I can tell
Yeah,
you
the
that.
newbies
Yeah,
ain't
they
gonna
wouldn't
get a
get
lot of
that.
this stuff. Like,
I mean, I didn't even get that. That's so yeah. I mean,
I wonder,
that's an interesting
I wonder
connection.
if
Yeah.
I know Degrassi's not here, but I wonder if Degrassi got that because like Degrassi.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're. I mean, the thing is, after watching the Grace video, I mean, the reviews. I just feel like the reviews, like compared to other, like let's say, I think walking out of the movie, this was like the comparison I was making was like Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie I thought was trash in my opinion. Sorry. If you could like if you want, no shame, but like personally speaking, it was a movie that felt like okay, this is not what I would want in a Ghostbusters sequel. It has none of the Ghostbusters in it. It didn't keep the style or tone or evolve the story in a way that felt, oh yeah, I wish we saw more of that in the last movie, or I wish they expanded on this idea. This movie, I feel like walking out of it, it was like, oh yeah, they did the stuff I would expect in a sequel. What would you do in a sequel? Like, show us more of this. Do this. Show us more of Beetlejuice. What is his backstory? Like, I just feel like a lot of these legacy sequels, they're way more interested in recapturing the exact same story, the same beats, bringing characters that mirror the same characters. And yeah, they do this in this movie, but it's done in a way that feels
Mhm.
at least like, hey, we're not just, we're not retreading the same shit like The Force
Yeah,
Awakens. At least, especially with Astro or whatever her name is, I didn't really
Astro.
feel like she was
Astro.
Lydia. I listen, I don't know. I got Astro bot on my brain, so
Yeah,
that's
you
why.
do.
Well,
But anyway,
I was telling
yeah,
Aaron before, like the only thing that I felt like they really reused from the original movie was Beetlejuice still wants to marry Lydia, and
right,
even though it's still creepy, it's less creepy because Lydia is now an
She's
adult.
older.
right.
But then Beetlejuice but then when they mentioned the age gap, it's like, oof. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, the guy is like what? I don't know the Black Plague, like 1300s.
I don't care if Lydia's an adult now and is like
Oh, blinded.
it has a teenage daughter. Like that's
See
still
what
weird.
you see what
yeah, it
they did
is.
to the father in this film?
Yeah, the father. So Grace was always talking about this because even though he's not in the movie, he does. The father does play a role without the actor being there, which I
Yeah.
thought was also interesting because this is. I mean, the thing is, it was interesting because it was like, oh, you brought back his character. Okay, he passed away, but he's still like semi involved with the story. It's
Just
just,
a little bit, yeah.
he's not. He's just, yeah. You don't. He's
Oh,
yeah. You don't see his
The
face or
actor's
anything like
still
that.
alive, but
Yeah,
he's
but we know, we
yeah,
know
we
what he
know
did, right?
why. I get all the new people that don't know about this actor that are going to try
and
and
we
look him
bought
up.
too. Yeah, there was no weird.
Yeah, there's no freaking way that they're gonna bring him back. But I do wonder, like, why couldn't they bring back? I wouldn't expect them to bring back Alec Baldwin, but why couldn't they bring back the other actress? That was
Gina
my only
Davis,
thing.
I think it's because
Yeah.
last time I checked, she doesn't really want to do big things in Hollywood. Like
Oh,
she'd
that's
rather
a
do
shame.
small.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
Cause no
our
no offense, but I mean she's still kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
I
damn,
haven't seen her recent stuff. I haven't seen her like.
she's not that bad. So I was like, oh shit,
Oh,
like she actually aged pretty nice. But anyway,
here's
it's
the
not a
thing with
Hollywood
if you
stuff.
here's the thing if you brought back Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis's characters, which I will say I thought their characters their presence was missed in this movie.
mhm.
But like the way to bring them back, you would have had to have de-aged them because obviously when you die you look the same. So it's like they would have to still look like they're in their 30s.
Yeah, but I don't know about that because if you Beetlejuice his age, you could tell like it's like yeah, it's hidden by makeup, but I don't know. This movie's so campy
Well,
where it's
really,
like
the
if
movie
that's
comes from the
really
kid
people's
age.
hookup, in my opinion, like that's not that big of a deal. Like this movie really doesn't take itself super serious, so I mean, I'm not like gonna like be upset that oh they're older and they're ghosts or like those are the things I feel like that's like a modern kind of nitpick. You know what I mean? Especially in a movie that is very campy, where it's like, yeah, we're not very focused on the details per se, because the details are bringing down the atmosphere and what you're trying to set up. But I know so many people go like, oh, but like the logic behind certain things. Sometimes, like I feel like people forget that movies can be about logic. It really depends on the movie itself and what they're trying to establish, but most of the time movies are really there to appeal to emotion. And
Yeah,
when you and that and yeah, that's not a bad thing to say. I know people are like, "Oh, appealing to emotions." It's not good. Yeah, it might be good when you're trying to make an argument or whatever when we're in reality. But when you're making art, you take liberties, right? Like when you look at a comic book, are people going to be atomically accurate
I
to
mean,
what we actually look like? No, because that's not interesting, right? You
because
want to see Captain America with massive biceps because it's cool. You know what I
if a,
mean? Like, I don't know why people say things like
if a
that, but
movie
anyway.
if a movie or TV show was meant to make sense all the time, it'd be a long ass movie.
Yeah, it would be a long, and it wouldn't be very interesting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I don't know. That's the approach that I take, and I get the whole like, oh, we got to be logical. I think it works in certain scenarios,
And
right?
the
When we're
thing is,
talking about like logic or like
yeah, the
the
thing is,
story
blinded.
itself.
There's people who say, okay, when we watch movies and TV shows, right? The things in movies and TV shows, you're like, yeah, in real life that wouldn't really happen.
Yeah, that would
Yeah, but
never
that's
happen. That's kind of the point.
yeah,
That's why we're
but like,
watching it.
but that's exactly. We know it wouldn't happen in real life, but
Right.
if it did happen in real life, like, there's look at the best idea is crime shows and crime movies.
Right.
They solve a crime in what? A week? 2 weeks? In real life, it could take years. It could take decades. Right?
Right. Yeah, I
Like,
mean everything. I mean that's why it's called suspend your disbelief, right?
yeah.
Right, and you're not supposed to take everything serious, literal, and like this. Like I said, I mean, people are allowed to dislike
That's
movies for
why they
whatever reasons,
exaggerate.
but
That's why they exaggerate biopics.
yeah, yeah, like the time, how time is. You know, like
Yeah.
if everything in a movie was real, right, we would have to see all the characters go up to doors, open up the door, close the door,
Yeah.
walk back, say all the. It's not interesting. That's not why you watch movies, and that's why it's like when I always hear that criticism, I'm always like,
You
I
know,
would rather you critique, hey, like they set up this thing
you
and
know what the funniest
it
thing
didn't pay
is?
off.
You know
That's a
the
better
funniest thing? One of the
criticism.
funniest things when it comes to that is like those movies that romantic movies. Oh, the
Right.
love of your life is about to leave for like another city, or they're gonna move to another city, and all of a sudden the man picks up flowers off your wands and tries to stop the person that he loves from moving right to another city, right? That doesn't happen in real life, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's like movies are full of coincidences because coincidences are interesting,
Yeah.
right? Like that, it's something that is never going to happen. And that's what makes the story unique, is that it's like this one thing is happening in the world among many other
But
people, among other stories, right? So
there's a saying, right? This only happens in the movies. In real life.
yeah,
Right? Like, oh yeah. What I was gonna talk about? Yeah, the father thing. I mean, they actually did kind of funny, cartoony animation backstory how he died, and even kind of looked at him a little bit too. That's the
mm.
scary part. It actually looked like the
Yeah,
father.
I did look like him. Yeah, that was their way of like having him in the movie, but not really, right?
Yeah,
And then they gave the reason, oh, he got bit by the shark, so then we don't have to see
you
his
see that
face, right?
face. Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it was, I don't know, the way Grace made it seem like it was like, oh, it was like appalling or whatever. It felt more like,
What appalling? He's a
I
freaking pedophile.
yeah, I mean, because she's like, oh, why mention his character and stuff? But it's like he's the character. They're not
Because that's what they
really.
bought.
It's not like they brought back the actor. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a totally different scenario. But
It's
they just
either
brought back the
that,
character.
it's either that, or they're gonna be cast. They're gonna be cast the father.
Right. I mean, and I
But
mean, they didn't want to recast either.
no,
Because
because
the
this is
thing
their
is,
story. It's about death.
I mean, well, yeah, it's about death and people who are abusive. So it
Yeah.
does kind of maybe make sense to still
Makes
keep
sense,
his
I think.
character even if he's not in the movie
I,
because it's also kind of a commentary on him too.
blinded,
I could see what she was talking about with that, but I think it was done okay. Like it wasn't
blinded.
like, yeah,
The mother, Kathleen, her character. I did not know that was a stepmother. So I thought it was
yeah,
actually
she was the
stepmother.
stepmother. Yes.
I forgot. I don't think they don't make that because the way she was calling her name, first name. I thought, okay, that felt weird to me. Felt weird to me. She was calling her first name because I thought like because Lydia's always been weird, right? So I was like,
Right.
yeah. So that's the reason why I should call her first name because Lydia's always been weird. Then it turned out it's a stepmother, so it kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like this, you got the sleaze back producer. I mean, the guy was so you could tell the guy was like George said, the guy was like I want to say desperate, but he was acting a little desperate. What would I say? What's the abusively desperate? You know, it's one of
Right.
those. It's not like abusive person. It's kind of like an abusive person that uses like, why are you doing this to me? Let's do this together. Why are you doing this to me? Those kind of abusive people, right? That's what he was
Right.
like, right? But it turns out, you know what he wanted Lydia for. I mean, don't trust a guy in a ponytail first. Like,
Right. But I
like,
mean, I mean, to be fair, like it's like the guy. I mean, this happens to. I mean, yeah, this happens to men too, but it mostly happens to women where they get
most of you.
swindled, right? By people, by men. I mean, that's the reality of the world, right? Is that men do seduce women, and even though they're pieces of crap, right? So I mean, yeah, I'm not, is that woke or whatever these people are gonna call it?
Well, in this
Not
movie,
really, I wouldn't say so. Like,
in this movie, in this movie, Monica Bellucci kind of does it to Beetlejuice. Think about it. She's a soul sucker. She suckered him in.
right. Well,
So
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Yeah, yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying before. It's like she kind of does represent the flip of that, but I just don't think
yeah,
I don't think they did it in a way where it felt like it was genuine. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, what was she swindling him for? It's like he was a fucking grave robber, right?
yeah. Like why? Just like why? Like
She
what did he
just wanted
get?
his soul, I guess,
He could just why? But
because
why go through
she's the
all that
cult
trouble?
member,
Why go through all that trouble just to play around with them? I guess and mess with them.
right?
I mean, like she could. I mean, wouldn't it be better if she goes after somebody that's like a world class or something like it's elite or something like? And back in those days,
Mm,
the classes right between peasants and like the wealthy elite and people like that. Probably back in those days. Why would she go after a grave robber who's like the lower on the tone scale? Is like the lowest form of human,
right.
right?
Yeah, I guess it was just really to please the cult, right? That she was in. But I mean, yeah, it was
A close soul
like
sucker.
I said, I don't I would like to see like I don't know how that would fit in thematically with the movie, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't my favorite part of the movie. I think they could have done a better job with at least telling. They could have used that actress more. She's a interesting actress, and I mean, the character could have been interesting. It's just sort of I don't know. She comes and goes, and it's like, damn, they
Yeah,
really didn't have enough time
it's
to
like it's
set her up.
like it's like throughout this film, like some people's like, "What? Where is she?" Like, because they don't show her a
Yeah,
lot. I'm like, "What's happening with this happiness?" And then once in a while, you see her walking through the halls. I'm like, "Okay,
yeah, she's really only going after Beetlejuice, and it's kind of a shame that she doesn't. Why not make her be like, oh, I'm gonna go after Lydia too, and because now she's married to Beetlejuice,
yeah,
right?
she,
It felt like they needed to either set up that Beetlejuice and Lydia get married early on, you know what I mean, like into the movie or earlier into the movie, I should say. But I don't know. I don't know. Those are like things that looking back on it, it's like yeah, I would have. You could improve it here and there, but again, overall, it's like I still was entertained by the movie. Where it's
the
like,
thing is, people
I,
have to
I,
say
I would have loved if there were more like Beetlejuice trying to be Astrid's new dad jokes by saying, "You can call me Dad, or you can
the
call me
thing
Mr.
is,
Juice."
yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Burton. Most of Tim Burton's films are not the most well-written films, and they're like the most
Uh,
simplest films usually.
They're better written than Zack Snyder movies.
Oh, it's that's true because Zack Snyder doesn't have the same
I
character.
mean, Tim
But
Burton.
look,
The thing is, Tim Burton does have a lot of good movies. I do like
yeah,
Tim Burton. I think
I
his
do too. It's
style,
just
his
that
sensibilities, the subjects that he taught, like, there. It's so weird because as a kid, I watched so many of his movies, but yet
he is
when
weird.
I go back and look at it, they were really for
But
adults. You know what I mean? It
but
was an adult story
Oh yeah,
he's
packaged for
not he
kids.
doesn't make his movies where you have to kind of think too much. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
if you think
It's
about it, even though he didn't direct Nightmare Before
this
Christmas, he wrote it. It's still a mature
yeah.
story that
Yeah,
isn't
It's not
that's not geared towards kids,
but the
even though
thing is,
kids can watch it.
his subject matter is very morbid,
yeah
and I
yeah.
think that yeah,
That's why I
because
don't
it's
think. And that's why I
because
don't
he's
think he fit. I don't. That's why I don't think he fit Dumbo because I don't think his style works for Dumbo.
but even Dumbo is kind of is supposed to be a little bit darker of a story, but yeah, I don't know if he really I don't think it works for him,
No.
right? But I think he is very like the thing is the things that are touched on in both movie are dark, and if we were to talk about them in real life, yeah, people would not want to have a conversation or joke about it. But in these movies, it's almost presented like it's all over the place, right? And it's so like crazy and zany, and you almost forget about the subject matter itself. And I
Oh,
think that's kind of I think that's why looking back on it, that's why I do like the original movie more now watching it, where it's like to really uh, I mean, to do something that boldly of like really hamming up and doing jokes about death and like how weird it is, but at the same time, it is such a sad topic. I don't know. That and within itself is kind of brilliant if you think about it, right? Because most storytellers and filmmakers are not going to touch morbid things and make them kind of a joke so people can relate to it and understand it better. So I don't know. I don't think sometimes it's not really about how deeply written it is. Sometimes it's just about the execution and how you slip in
hmm
some of these subject matters that yeah people don't want to talk about, but you present it in a way that is accessible. I think that's way more interesting than say I'm a Zack Snyder character or director or writer and I want to talk about something deep, and even though it's really nothing, you're not really saying anything. You're not
no, no,
talking about someone's life experience or nothing that is relatable, right? It's just sort of bullshit,
I feel
pretentious
like with
bullshit.
Tim Burton was like one of the first directors I was introduced to earlier on, just like his
Right.
style, like with how Beetlejuice, Batman '89, and Nightmare Before Christmas went, and
Mhm.
it's like I've always just found his vision fascinating, even if it's in a not so good movie like Dumbo, or even Dark Shadows, which to me is still the most disappointing Tim Burton movie I've ever seen. But
Mhm.
oh
like
yeah.
the just his vision, just like the thing is, like, even though like his movies might have a similar theme, I still find them more unique than a lot of directors that make movies today, because it's like
Mhm.
he just adds some, like, first of all, I'm into spooky horror stuff in general, so
Right.
like the fact that most of Burton's movies are in that wacky, bizarre, spooky horror section, and they can be PG-13, R rated, just like has always fascinated me.
Mhm. I think
But
I
just like
think those are the filmmakers, like filmmakers who could take things that are complex emotionally and do so many things with them where it's entertaining, it's frightening, it's sad, it's inspiring or whatever it is. Those are the good filmmakers in my opinion because I think they understand life and they understand everybody's life and what they go through and what's relatable and what's going to connect with people, right? And I think so many people forget about those kinds of filmmakers, right? They're more focused on the flashy, oh my god, look at what they did here, the visuals or whatever. But like, can you relate to it? Do you understand it? Is it going to promote a sort of discussion, right? And that's why I'm never a fan of like even though I love movies and stuff, but I just hate the idea of, Oscar bait
Why are
movies
they calling you that?
because
I don't-
who's saying that? Sorry, I'm playing two at the same time, so I can't. I'm not seeing comments.
Oh, I just got NBA 2K25 storage and blinded.
Okay.
135 gig.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh my god,
oof.
dude! My Xbox Series X is 1 terabyte, so that's like 13% of a terabyte itself.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh my god! All right,
Yeah, I
continue.
played a little bit of Astro Bot. I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom right now.
Okay.
I've been replaying this game. I love this game to death. But But yeah, I don't know. I was as I was saying, I just don't like the concept of an Oscar bait or like, oh, we shouldn't make varieties of movies, right? We should only make drama, right? Drama is where we talk about serious subject matter. That's bullshit in my opinion. Every movie, whether it's a comedy, whether it's a horror movie, whether it's superheroes, whatever it is, you could tell a deep, complex story in that, and it could be accessible for everyone, right? But that takes a very specific skill set. That takes, life experience, and that takes a unique perspective.
Yeah.
And Hollywood, in my opinion, they're not very interested in finding new people with unique perspectives. They just want to keep
Same
people
old same.
in their, yeah, the people who were raised in Hollywood. That's it. And the problem is, and this is the thing that Hollywood doesn't understand. It's like, oh, why is no one showing up to the movies? Why are they only showing up for franchises and stuff? Well, because the franchises remind them of things that are good, and the stuff that is new that you try to make new, it's not relatable. It's not relatable to the common person, and most of the time, it's fucking pretentious bullshit that has nothing to say. It has nothing to say about the
Those-
topic, and it's nothing where you could take away and feel like you actually learned something. That's the problem with modern Hollywood. So they just don't get storytelling anymore. And yeah, there's still gonna be good movies, but
Obviously,
overall,
yeah.
I feel like
Maybe they should
yeah,
take
there's something is missing.
Maybe they should take my storytelling class.
Yeah,
Ah,
they should. They should 100%.
yeah, I can't believe that Joe Rogan Avatar.
Oh yeah, I saw that and I had to save it. It's so funny.
Yeah, like there's certain YouTubers that are talking about Tim Pool being paid by Russia.
Yeah, I've been trying to because I've been busy today, man. I've been up all fucking
I
day.
I've been paid by the
But
Scot. I'm being paid by the Scottish. His name is Finbar.
oh man. Well, I'm paying out the Scottish. I still haven't given him his money, but
Really?
yeah,
are you
not
are
yet.
you
We
talking
haven't
about
talked about it.
the Deadpool thing?
Yeah, well, it isn't just Deadpool, but Doom
and Dr.
too.
Doom.
Yeah.
He made it bad with Tony. Do you
It's
know
funny. You mentioned Doctor Doom, and I'm playing as Doctor Doom right now.
Oh, he did. He made it bad with Tony. You remember that the Tony, right?
Yeah.
With the Fantastic Four. What was his stance on it?
His stance, the recent bet that's going on. I think Tony's gonna lose that bet, but
What was Tony's stance on it?
Tony said he believes that the Fantastic Four costumes that we've seen from Johnny and the Thing on set are
The
going to
thing
be
is-
their only costumes, which I don't
The
believe.
Thing costume and the one from Johnny on set. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're actually two different costumes.
Yeah, they are. They do look like two different costumes. That's another thing too. The
Yeah,
material,
one looks like an actual sweater.
right?
Johnny Storm looks like an actual sweater, right? Like,
Yeah,
one-
I don't believe. And also too, there's concept art of Johnny while he's flamed on, like flame on, mode,
Yeah.
right? And he's wearing a different texture suit.
yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why I believe that there's, and on top of that too, there is that rumor that there's a montage sequence where we see them fight other like supervillains of their roster. So my guess is that we're gonna see them in different outfits
Different
throughout
suits.
the movie.
Finn
Yeah.
Bard knows how to win these matches, man. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
I think he has a man on
what
the
kind of
inside.
Scottish magic he has, but fuck,
He has a man on the inside of Marvel. He's
the
more reliable. He's more reliable than some scoopers because he's been right.
Listen, there's no such thing with Irish luck because it didn't work with me. Okay.
Well, he's Scottish, so
Well, I'm Irish. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm Irish, so it
the
didn't
four-leaf
work out.
clover doesn't work with you.
No, it doesn't.
Well, you can't find a leprechaun.
No.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm
I'm-
yeah, because I for some people who don't
I-
know, I don't know anybody in the chat, but I'm mixed, right? So
Yeah.
my dad is Irish and my mom, well, yeah, my mom's from the Caribbean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just think Finbar has something inside of Marvel.
He's got something.
Yeah,
He got listen. He got more inside information than Doomcock.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's for sure.
Listen. He knows more about what's going on than Doomcock. My sources told me this has happened.
All right, it's almost 12. Let's end it here, guys. Go ahead and plug
Okay.
yourself. Go ahead, George. Or Beetlejuice.
Well, let me find my
Beetlejuice.
channel link. In the meantime, You can find me at the George. Well, actually, you can find that George guy at the George. He reviewed my movies. He reviewed my original movie. He reviewed the new one today, and apparently he got some Funkos that he wants to share.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
He actually has a Funko Pop of me, actually. But yeah, you can check him out there. And if you want to get nuts, go to his channel.
All right.
That's a
Joe,
good
on.
impression.
Joe Logan, blinded.
Yeah, I still have that video that's supposed to go out, but like I've been so busy, it's not even finished. It's almost finished, but it's not finished yet. So I'm trying to aim for Sunday or Monday sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, guys. No stream tomorrow. Oh, maybe in the early afternoon something. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know
Oh, I'm
tonight.
surprised. No stream tomorrow on Saturday.
Yeah, tonight, tomorrow night at least, no stream. But maybe stuff that
Okay.
pops up in the afternoon. I don't know. Sunday we're doing a stream on Grace Randolph's review of this. Surprisingly, it's only a little bit longer than her non-spoiler review, so that's good. That means we're gonna start earlier.
Right. I still haven't seen her spoiler review, but I'm
There's
gonna
only
watch it.
27 minutes long,
Yeah.
so that's good because it's not much longer than a non-spoiler review, right? We could do John Campia too, but like actually, but
Yeah,
John,
you told me John Campia didn't like it.
he fucking hated it. He hated it.
Wow.
You gotta watch it. Watch it when you can.
What
okay?
reason? What? Damn! Holy.
Oh, he said it didn't make sense. Story was over the place, stuff like that. He really did not like it. He shitted on it. 15 minutes. I think that's 15 minutes he talked about. If I go watch, I think I put in the Discord blinded his review on it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean,
Okay.
Campia has weird taste, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know like not everybody likes this movie. To be fair, but yeah.
But yeah, and next week, sometime next week, me and Blinded, we plan to do the tier list from Marvel
Yes.
MCU.
Hold on, I just thought of something. This guy's can't be a simping for Miss Marvel, but he doesn't like this movie.
No,
Man, I need to get some liquor before I go to bed. That man ought to be ashamed of himself.
and yeah, Sunday.
Yo,
yeah,
you're gonna drink yourself black because Campia just says the dumbest shit.
Oh wait, I listened to Ray in that video. I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like Ray couldn't. I don't know what Ray was trying to say. It's like I think it's like sometimes when you hear Ray talk, it's like you don't understand what he's trying to say at times. Like,
Bruh.
no, it's true. I mean, you can understand. You understand the words trying coming out of his mouth, but it's like, what like his knowledge,
Right.
right? Like
I don't want to beat up too much on Ray, but yeah, because I feel like he seems like an okay guy. He's kind of just caught up with this the Campia-verse.
Well, he is his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oof.
He's kind of forced to do this,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
It's good. He has a, I'm sure Campus paying him. I hope.
I hope. Yeah, that'd be bullshit if he's cheaping out because he's his brother-in-law. That's fucked up.
Yeah, so yeah, that's again Sunday. Grace Randolph. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. One of those days will be definitely the tier list for Marvel. Most likely the weekend by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most likely because it's gonna be probably a long stream. So probably by then. That means most likely which Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most likely next week we'll do the tier list. More likely the weekend. I'll say the weekend. But I do have to find stuff for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday especially. Then the next week is more of the busy week. More,
Right.
so there'll be stuff. But make sure to like,